Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you guys are enjoying the Revenge Life Drama series, you've come to the right place because I guess this is going to be a continuation of that. Before we jump into that, let's make fun of KvK. Yes, it sucked. I just had to get that out of the way. And I don't have the title, the endearing and I love you title that I had before. So yeah, there's that. But again, Koa related. I guess Nether Fart just ended. We're going to get to the juicy bits here in a minute. Just bear with me. So Nether Fart, I guess, just ended. Congratulations if you had a high ranking. My voice is apparently going out. So we're going to spend the rest of this video sounding raspy. Oh. Remind me in the comments if you want me to do like gold event, kill event at the end of the week. Just remind me. You got to drop a comment. And for anybody who subscribed and actually watches my videos, love you guys. I really appreciate it. It makes all the world of the difference to me, being sincere. So, yeah, what's going on? You guys, I think, are going to laugh your ass off at me today. At least that's the hope. So I know I laughed a whole bunch over this. And I recorded it one time earlier and tried to kind of convey things. I think I'm going to do it a little bit more concisely this time. So let's start back. 2 weeks ago, I did an interview, right? Because I'm basically jobless and homeless. Yeah, we covered that already. And the CEO showed up in shorts and a t-shirt. I'm not even sure the t-shirt was clean. I mean, he was straight up boss, right? I'm just kidding. And I mean, I dressed sharp, you know, whatever. It was a business meeting with a CTO, like, or a CEO. I was like, you know, you'd think you'd at least put on like a collared shirt and some slacks or something like this. Nope. And the entire interview, he tried to avoid eye contact. I don't think he made eye contact one time. This was a red flag to me. I'm sitting there thinking, I haven't had somebody avoid eye contact like this. I mean, it was just really awkward. I didn't really care though. I mean, like, hey, the business side of things actually made sense. It was cool. It's both ethically, potentially good for the world and, financially, the plan actually kind of added up, which is, I guess, a unique thing these days. So I was like, okay, well, overlook the guy looking like an idiot and, avoiding eye contact. So, skip ahead, like 6 interviews later. Last Saturday, he sends me this email. He's like, yeah, based on our feedback and things and, jaggedy boo boo. He said, I don't think that the original position you're applying for is where we're going to do that. What we're going to do is this lesser position, and we're going to stop interviewing for the original position, and then maybe later on we're going to like put you into that role or something like that. I was like, huh? Because it wasn't like my responsibility was going to be less. So the responsibility was going to be the same. And just the title was going to be different. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. However, I didn't actually get the more important answer out of that, which was, are you going to try and pay me less because I have some sort of less title? So when I asked about that, there was no reply. In fact, I had a couple of different questions, and I pushed back on the title. I said, this is a company of like 20 people. Like, why the duck do you even, why is this a sticky point for you? Just give me whatever title, and, we'll be good. So I would skip ahead a couple of days. My questions went unanswered. And the last round of interview was coming, the technical one. Oh, you always got to love talking to technical people that don't know what they're doing. And I sent another message. I'm like, hey, dude, do you got 5 minutes just to go over these 4 basic things? And I outlined what they were. He's like, nope. And in fact, I'm taking Wednesday to Friday off. Congratulations, you stink. I said, huh? All right, well, that helps me a whole bunch. So I connected with the technical guy, set up an appointment for, a time for doing the interview. The guy came across as a real asshole, real sarcastic asshole. It was really unprofessional. Like, I'd never seen somebody come across intentionally as an asshole via email in the first 5 minutes. So I wasn't excited about this, this interviewing process anymore. I mean, just like, okay, this guy is basically a pussy, can't even make eye contact. And the person who's going to be doing the technical interview is an asshole. All right, well, this is going in a great direction. And he won't answer my questions. So, I mean, if I at least get answers to my questions and they're positive, I might eat a little bit of shit and play nice to talk to this technical guy. So he's unavailable. What do I do? Well, I push back, and I had actually done one of the rounds of interviews with the VC, the venture capital people that are paying this idiot millions of dollars a year in order to run this company to the ground. And so I messaged the main VC guy. I said, hey, dude, I got these 4 questions. Can you give me 5 minutes and try and figure out an answer for me? He's like, nope, can't do it. But we got a board meeting in 13 hours, and I'm going to make sure that you get your answers then. I said, okay, cool. So 13 hours transpires. I do get a reply, but they are stupid non-answers. It's like, like whatever. I couldn't imagine like a more stupid, like regurgitated like non-answer. Just basically like, oh yeah, okay, your title is going to be exactly what we discussed, exactly what I said on Saturday, which wasn't agreed. I didn't agree to that. The amount of money that we're going to pay you, I don't know, and I don't know. And when I got that reply, I just instantly replied back, well, this isn't going to work for me. I sincerely pass on the offer. Thank you. Bye-bye. However, what I did is I did not cancel the technical interview that I knew was coming later in the day because, well, the guy was an asshole and I wanted to have my opportunity to call him an asshole. Why? Well, just for kicks and giggles and YouTube content, apparently. So the conversation starts, and I have no idea where this came from. I really don't. But every idiot wants to have a video call these days. And it's like, are you friggin' kidding me? It's an interview. What are you going to... You can't see anything on these interviews. It's not like it's some major revolution of human dynamics that, it stinks, right? Like at best, you can see if someone like laughs, farts, or is watching porn in the background. I mean, like you're not really getting a whole lot of value of these video interviews, and just yeah. So I refused to turn it on. I mean, come on, I'm revenge, So I refused to turn it on, and he's like, "Can you turn your camera on?" And I'm like, "Nope." He's like, "Why not?" And I said, "I think you're a weirdo, and the discussion that we had yesterday makes me have privacy concerns." Something like this. I'm kind of paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was quite rude. It was very direct, and I definitely called him a weirdo. It was all of those elements. And he's like, basically silent for a second. I said, "So can we continue?" And he's like, "I want you to turn the video, the video call on." I said, "Nope." He said, "Why not?" And I said, again, privacy concerns. And then I just kind of switched it up on him. I said, "Is there a technical reason?" They said, "This is a technical interview. Is there a technical reason why you actually need me to turn the video on?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, what is it?" He says, "I like to see the people that I'm interviewing." And I said, "Okay, and how does that relate to technical?" He said, he finally conceded that it didn't actually have any technical merit. He was just being a dick. And conversation goes forward a little bit. And, he tells me this his background. He's like 30 years of experience as an engineer and all this shit. He finishes. And then I tell him, dude, I looked up your profile. You had like 7 years as a freelancer, which is basically unemployed. And then for the last couple of years, you've been changing jobs every year. This isn't exactly a strong thing. And, oh, yeah, did I mention that I actually know people that work at one of the companies that you used to work at? And I contacted them to see what their feedback was on you. And so I asked him, I said, "Hey, what about this company you worked at before? What do you think the feedback would be from them?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, I helped build that team." He said, "The people that I hired, it'd probably be positive." And then he stopped. And I said, "Yeah. And what about the people who hired you?" Basically, the upper management. He's like, "Oh, that's complicated." I said, yeah, they basically fired your ass. So this guy has a history of switching jobs every year. And he wasn't really fired, but he was pushed out. So, yeah, I mean, he's just a known asshole in the industry. And he's doing this interview. This is my luck, right? So if I'm jobless and homeless, this is the kind of shit I'm dealing with. But, engineers are, generally speaking, not exactly the most warm and fuzzy people in terms of personalities. Most of their personalities suck. So you just kind of got to expect this. So I provoke him a little bit further. Like after that, he just felt like, I'm sure he felt crunchy. It's like, hey, you're basically forced out of this company. And then, yeah. And the new company works at, he's essentially just high paid web design. That's it. And so the conversation goes on a little bit more and I provoke him more. Finally, I get him to break. And he's like, hold on. I put this I quoted this. This was classic. Hold on, I'm going to read it exactly so I don't mix it up. It was, "I don't have to be nice. In fact, I'm intentionally provocative." And this is in response to me basically calling him a weirdo and asking him, what was the value? What was the value in you being an asshole to me from like the absolute first email? I couldn't figure it out. I have been on the other side of interviewing for 10, 15, 20 years. I've interviewed maybe 50 engineers. Okay? 50 engineers. This isn't a small amount. This is actually a large amount of people to interview and hire. And I had great retention for my company. And I actually went, it was like the opposite of this guy. I went out of my way to reduce the amount of emotional potential trigger, because I know engineers just have no personality. Sorry, engineers. That, it's like I would intentionally keep the conversation highly technical and away from emotional triggers in order to find out if they're technically qualified. Because I mean, really, that's the bottom line. Whether they can handle conflict or if their personality is abrasive or something like this is all secondary because I knew I ran my company in a way that was highly technical and removed the emotional, obstacles that typically two engineers might face. And so after I provoked him a little bit, I just like, I was done this conversation. But when he said that quote, I just started laughing. I just literally started laughing. And, he blabbered on something like that. And I'm just like, dude, you are such a clown. And I basically ended the call at that point. So yeah, if you guys want to know why I'm not employed, this is why. Because I don't eat shit from people who are essentially janitors. You don't have a janitor interviewing a doctor. It just wouldn't make sense. And how this person ever became in this position of power, God only knows. And the logic or lack thereof of how business is done these days just doesn't make any sense to me. The whole world just doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, what happened? Like, where have I been? Have I been so goddamn sheltered that this is really how things are now? Apparently it is. Okay, introduce meme stock here. So there's my hopefully slightly better recap of my funny day today. But yeah, so I took the call. I got to tell the guy he was an asshole, and I got a fun little laugh out of it, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it with me. So back to King of Avalon, Avaloink. You guys are gonna have to tell me in the event center, like, what do you want me to play? Because I'll play it. If you drop comments enough, I'll actually go and play this stupid game. Promise, I will. Like maybe the gold event, you have to tell me. KvK, I missed it. Might play later, next week, so 2 weeks from now, whatever. Farty Lands, also definitely an option. I might even, use some of those Amazon coins and buy something and help give you some spending advice. I mean, like, obviously my spending advice is don't spend in the game, but, if you're going to do it, you might as well use Amazon coins. In the description below, something, something, something. There you go. Yeah. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. And hopefully you found this funny. So, all right, bye-bye for now.